the only way to discover the limits of possibility is to go beyond it into the impossibility. This is a famous quote given by Arthur C. Clarke. The world is evolving day by day. The technological advancement is accelerating even the moment that we are sitting on right now. People in the modern world have gathered together in order to give solutions for the upcoming problems. And also, they are developing new ways to go for making our things more easy. This is the way a certain civilization making its way for the advancement. The question is how Sri Lanka is applicable for this event. Taking the first step, IESL UIY, in collaboration with IESL Student Chapter in University of Peradeniya, took the next step to advocate the young undergraduates, to give them a new motivation, a new ambition, a new idea in order to improve the next future. So, dear distinguished guests and all present, welcome to the INVEN OVATIONS episode 6. Before going to the main event, let's do a quick recap. How did episode 5 went? This episode 5 was organized by the IESL Student Chapter of University of 𝗗𝗵𝗺𝗃. Let's go for the recap.
Because I'll be using a product that we developed and took to market to explain you all the process of innovation. I thought that's the best way to kind of explain you with an example, with a successful example. That way you can get a better understanding about how you want to take your product or idea or a solution all the way from ideation to commercialization, and also to develop a sustainable business from that. So you can do this whole process with multiple steps. It's a very strategic or systematic process that you need to follow. You need to do the pre-scoping, identify potential opportunities. You need to do the scoping, you need to define the area of interest, then you need to quantify. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to take this spring product, how we took that product to market from all the way to the pre-scoping to the launch, and how
Warmly welcome today's guest speaker, Engineer Shalinda Silva, Chairman of 𝗗𝗵𝗺𝗃 UIY Committee, Engineer Nawadana Kankanamke, Liaison Officer of IESL Student Chapter in University of Peradeniya, Engineer Mahanama Disanayaka, and all other participants who have joined this webinar. In brief, this is the 6th episode of the INVEN OVATIONS program. This episode is a calibration output by the IESL UIY Committee and IESL Student Chapter of University of Peradeniya. We all understand the importance of science, technology, invention, and innovation in industry, and the ways in which they are transforming the world. I'm pretty sure that this webinar series will be a great platform that ensures the engineering undergraduates think out of the box, seek knowledge, and motivate them to do something different and valuable as young engineering undergraduates, and then after graduating as engineers. I believe that by participating in this webinar, we are in the right place and we are at the right time. So I kindly request you to get the maximum out of this informative webinar by actively participating. So without taking much time, I will conclude the welcome.
The people who are creating the world. So always we have to make inventions and innovations. Of course, we are conducting a competition for this one to encourage undergraduates to involve more inventions and innovations. We newly put up this concept, this series of webinars going on with parallel to our competition, Undergraduate Inventor of the Year. So our final competition will be held in 8th of October, a few days more. But if you participate or not with this competition, we are always encouraging you to do these inventions and innovations, maybe little things after you graduated, you're working as engineers. So in your working place or field, whatever, wherever, you have to put new systems. Otherwise, it will not improvement. So always try to maximize the efficiency or effectiveness or reduce materials, words, and all by utilizing more knowledge and theoretical knowledge as a practical engineers. So the concept is new, but still we are at the very beginning. So we can go very good journey as very energetic students like you. So I'm actually, this is our 6th episode. We have concluded 5 and we can move forward. Next year, 10 years, 20 years in Sri Lanka, we can do many changes by this concept. So thank you very much for organizing this event.
Recording in progress.
And I wish you very success with this series and the competition as well. Thank you very much, Pasindu. Over to you.
Thank you, Engineer Naudana Kankanamge, for delivering the speech. So as the next part of the agenda, we have to move to today's big event. Before moving to the big event, it's better to know who will be the guest speaker for today. Let me introduce him for you. The guest speaker for today is Engineer S.A.P. Shalinda Silva. Engineer Shalinda Silva has obtained his bachelor's degree in engineering with first-class honors in mechanical engineering from University of Peradeniya in year 2010 and holds a Master of Engineering in Manufacturing Systems Engineering in University of Mortua. Engineer Shalinda Silva is a patent holder for fertilizer applicator, power weeder, and filled many more patent applications also. During his tenure of office as a researcher, he has published research papers on his findings in many conferences. He is also a chartered mechanical engineer, currently working as a senior research engineer with an experience of more than 9 years in National Engineering Research and Development Center in Sri Lanka. So it's the time for the big event. Dear Engineer Shalinda Silva, over to you to take out the next steps.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I want to share my screen. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. 𝗗𝗁𝗲, University of Peradeniya, and also IESL Student Chapter, University of Peradeniya, the President IESL Student Chapter, University of Peradeniya, for giving me this opportunity for present this kind of presentation. Today I present a simple presentation, which is Journey to an Invention, or that innovation. This is my presentation outline. First, I do some introduction of invention and innovation and what is that difference, and also simply telling some how we can protect our invention. Then after that, I explain some examples, two real examples for how we can do innovations and inventions. For the innovations, that is simply means that the practical implementation of ideas that results in the introduction of new goods or services or improvements in offering goods or services. That is a simple description, that introduction, that is we can explain like this, in the simplest way, an act of making changes to the existing product or the process by introducing new ways or ideas. That is simply means that is the innovation. And invention is another thing. That means that is refers to the creation of a brand new product or idea. That is the invention. And I'll explain what is the difference between that invention and innovation. That meaning is invention is the occurrence of an idea for a product or process that have never been made before. That is an invention. That means the brand new product. Innovation means that is the implementation of idea for a product or process for a very first time. That is innovation. So in inventions, what is it? That means describe that innovation, that is a creation of a new product. But innovation is some value addition to something already existing, adding value to something already existing. And also the concept of the invention is that is an original idea, and it's that also working in theory. But innovation, that concept is that practical implementation of new ideas. And also the considering the skills, that invention, we only want that scientific skills, but innovations, we want more than that. We want scientific skills and also the marketing and technical and strategic skills. Because if we make a product, that product we want to market or sell. So that is innovation. In that some inventions, there is nothing to think about the market, only the product. Innovations, we want to think that would be go to the market and it can be used for all persons, like this. And also that invention is a new idea. It strikes a scientist. But innovation, a need is felt for a product or improvement in existing products. And also concerned with in the invention, it concerned with the single product or a process. But in innovation, that is a combination of various products and processes. And also invention is limited to R&D works, but innovation, that is spread across the organizations. That is the main difference between invention and innovation. So if we think that that how we can protect invention or innovation. So that means innovation are the bedrock of inventions are the bedrock of innovations. So an invention, that is called is a new solution to technical problem. So that can be that can protect through a patent. So the patents, that normally that patents protects the interest of inventors. Those technologies are truly underbreaking and commercially successful by ensuring that an inventor can control the commercial use of their invention. So the patent is like this, and there are several facts we want this kind of facts for write the patent. So first of all, our product should be a new one that includes novelty. That means there's a claim subject matter should not be disclosed in anywhere in the world by oral disclosure or by written publication. That means this product or the new product, that innovative product, should not be disclosed to anywhere. If that kind of product is in anywhere, in that means all over the world or another country, so that we cannot file the patent. So that means if that kind of product is there, so our product is not in a prior art. So our product should be a novel, and also that product should have the inventive steps. That means could not be deduced by a person with an average knowledge of the technical field. That we want a new step. If we put something new compared to other one or something, so that kind of steps are there. And also this product should apply in the industry. So that requirement is there to file the patent. And this is some patent in that top right corner. There is actual view. That means they showed some yellow color page with green line and the red color star mark. This is the copy of some one product that patent is my one. This is the copy. And for explaining that innovations, I'll use some simple development. That means there's a machine we developed for 𝗗𝗁𝗲 coconut. I took that take this example for explain. First of all, this kind of request is coming from the chairman, our chairman, and also some coconut producers in the country. So after requirement is came, we conducted some literature survey, detailed literature survey, and also the need analysis. Otherwise, we can't create the requirement. If some person, if we do the literature survey and the need analysis, we can finalize our requirement clear and clearly. If some persons are required some kind of capacity, some persons are telling we want this much of capacity. So we do that kind of need analysis. We can finalize what's the real need in the country. So that's why we do the need analysis. Then in this literature survey, we found that several machines are there in India, and these kind of machines are purchased by the Sri Lankan persons, some machines. But in these purchased machines, there is a problem, because these machines normally breaks more than 10% of nuts, and also its hux is very crushed. Due to the crush of the hux, this hux is we use for extracting fiber. If the husk is crushed, then we cannot extract that kind of, that means bristle fiber. That is some kind of long fiber. If the husk is crushed, then the fiber is broken. If we think that normally in Sri Lanka, there is a wholesale current nut price is nearly 55 rupees. If we dehusk 1,000 nuts by this kind of machine, it will break 10%. Then that cost is, the damage nut cost is nearly 5,500. So that is huge amount. So that we think that we want to reduce that breaking percentage. and also the increase the quality of husks. From thinking that this is the simple literature survey analysis. First man is doing manual dehusking. They can dehusk nearly 200 nuts per hour. And also there is some simple one developed by the Nerd Center that is for the domestic person purpose. The manual one is used for the industrial purposes, that this manual person. These type of machines are developed for the domestic purpose, not for the industrial purposes. That means that if we want in a house, we want to remove the husks. So that kind of things, we can use this kind of huskers. And this one is another husking device. And also we found that there are some in universities. In the University of Morotova, there is some simple item. The machine is developed. They told that they can dehusk 200 nuts per hour. And also there's a manual machine is developed by Rajaraj University. And there's a one inventor who is developed a simple machine. That means the machine incorporated with the motor, then husk is automatically removed. But main disadvantage is we want to press the coconut to that spline to remove the husk. And for the industrial types, we found that most two machines. This machine is a very simple one, and that capacity is very low. That is operated by the tractor, but its safety is not much higher. But in Sri Lanka, we found that simple machine imported from India, they can dehusk 1,000 nuts per hour. So concluding the literature survey, we found that this kind of machine, that imported Indian machine, this machine is a better machine for dehusking coconut. And this is more safer than others. So thinking about that, we think we want to develop this machine for dehusk coconut. But the thing is, this machine has that 10% nuts breakage, and also the husk is damaged. This is a simple video. You can see how this Indian machine is operated. Just one person want to put the coconut into this chute, then it will dehusk the nut. You see how it's fast. If we put 2 nuts per 2 chutes, then it will. And this is how this husk is the removed husk quality. That husk is getting crushed, and there is some lines are there. Then we cannot use this husk for extract bistal fiber, because the fibers are broken by this dehusking mechanism. And also this is the method they drive the system. And there is another part to remove the coconut crown. That means coconut polmudde. So this is how the dehusk husk is coming. And this is how they remove the crown. This is the main rollers which is used for removing the husk. In these rollers, there is a small splines are there. There is no heavy. That means no high. That means that height of the spline is normally ½ inch. So due to that configuration, the husk will damage. And this is the crown removing equipment in the downside. The nut is coming down and it will remove the. But thing is, there is a problem. in that husk removing equipment, there is a problem to remove the husk. Some are coming there, some nuts crowns are not removed. So these are the problems. So we think that we want to improve that husk removing rollers. This is the husk removing rollers in that Indian machine. Then after that, we think that we want to improve our rollers. So we think that this kind of roller is good enough, because in that India, the coconut, normally their coconut size is very small, and also they don't use husks for extract blister fiber. They extract small amount of blister fiber, and also their coconut price is very lower than the Sri Lanka. So that Indian machine performance are good for India, not for Sri Lanka. So that's why we improve that Indian machine can work in Sri Lanka. So after doing some trials, and also in Sri Lanka, there's the coconut husk is very thin, very thin. The husk is thickness is higher, so that we want to increase the height of the splines to remove the husk. Otherwise, if we use a smaller, higher that splines, the husk will damage. So that's why we use this kind of mechanism. That means kind of rollers for remove the husk. Doing some trials, we finalized that is the optimum one for Sri Lankan coconut. This is a simple sketches of our machine. This one is in this Indian machine, the crown removing item is incorporated with the main de-husking machine. In our one, we separate both. That means we use main husk removing machine is in one machine, and we use another machine as a crown removal one, and both are connected by the tray to transport husk removed nut to the crown removing item. And also because we use two machines, because the crown removing machine want more lengthier than that Indian machine, because some crowns are very sticky. That means very that crowns are not removed easily. So that's why we want a long distance. That means long length for used for removing the husk. This is the cross-section of the coconut de-husking machine. The two rollers are there. We put the coconut into this location, and there is a belt mechanism. The belt has simple ribs, and this attachment is spring loaded with this frame. So if we put the coconut into this rollers, due to this spring tension and the rotating moment, the husk is grabbed by these two rollers. Then nut remain in top of the rollers. If we put another husk into this system, the automatically the nut with husk is higher diameter than the only husk removed nut. So due to that, this system, this spring loaded system, releases the nut and engage a new nut with husk. So this is the process, and this is how we can remove the coconut crown. And this is the final machine we end up in the center. This blue color machine is the Indian machine, and this is a green color one is the Sri Lankan made machine, because we use our machines in same location. Then we can compare the outputs of that Indian machine and Sri Lankan machine. That's why we installed this machine in same place and compare the its performance. And after end up with that machine, we can approximately, we found that we can remove 1200 nuts per hour, and also nut baking percentage we can reduce up to 2%. And there is some general information, and there are some advantages. Safe, and this machine is very safe and can be operated by unskilled persons. And also we can de-has large quantity of coconut with less man hours. In this machine, we want 2 persons for input coconut to the input chutes, and 1 person for loading and unloading the coconut to the machine. And also quality of the husk is comparatively good, and it's quickly absorb water, hence post process of husk is easy. And this is a simple video. You can see how the machine is working. This is the removed husk. This is done in the first trials. You can see how husk is removed by this machine. And this machine we use some safety operations and also several systems there. And also after that we developed some single machine with capacity is 5000 nuts per hour and it is used by a single phase. That means this can use in the that rural areas or domestic purposes. We can use this machine. That means domestically de-husking. That means not for the. That means the rural areas. And then I use another example for show that some innovation. And another one is a fertilizer applicator for coconut estate that is operated by the 2-wheel tractor. And that requirement is coming from created by the coconut estate owners with some expertise of this sector, with Coconut Research Institute and also the Coconut Growers Association. Then we found that requirement, then do the literature survey and the need analysis. And actually this fertilizing of coconut trees is normally think that it is time consuming and labor intensive task, which has become a problem of coconut estate owners due to unavailability of human labor. That's why we developed that coconut fertilizing machine. Before that, I will explain how we put fertilizer by manually. First, we want to remove the topsoil of the adjacent area of the plant. Is a depth of 6 inch. That means around 6 feet diameter circle. Then after that, we apply fertilizer by manually. And also then after that, we refill with removed soil and other debris. In that manual method, there are main disadvantages are there because the fertilizer distribution is non-uniformity, because fertilizer is spreading by the manual. That means manual person is spreading around the tree, but that is not uniform. And also the wastages are higher. And also due to the 6 inch depth circle, the feeding routes are damaged. So the low absorptivity of fertilizer, and also the cost is high. So that we developed the fertilizing machine, that is fertilizer applicator, that improve the efficiency of fertilization process by reducing the cost of the fertilization process and increasing the absorption of fertilizer to plants. So that we think we want some attachment to fertilize the coconut tree, and also we want to evenly distribution spreading mechanism for spread fertilizer around the tree. So in the CRI, that means Coconut Research Institute, they told that the tractor rotavator can rotate around the tree with lower depth. That means if we rotate soil up to 3 or 4 inches, that is most reliable for the coconut tree. So that we modify the rotavator of the tractor to facilitate the loosened soil surface and damage the feeding rods of the farm. And this is the developed fertilizer applicator. That attachment is driven by the PTO shaft of the tractor. We fix the modified rotavator in the bottom of the frame, and top of that we include fertilizer spreading mechanism. In the fertilizer, normally in the fresh fertilizer, the chemical fertilizer is just like a sandy way, but after absorption of the moisture, that fertilizer is getting mud, like sticky type. So that both type of fertilizer we want to distribute through this kind of spreader. So we use the cylindrical spreading mechanism. That means the cylinder which has several splines, and this is the cross section of the cylinder. In the bottom side, there's a cover with a simple opening. Along the axis, there is a simple chute along this axis, and there's the top side, there is a fertilizer hopper, and we fill the fertilizer in the top side. While rotating this cylinder, the fertilizer, that area of fertilizer comes and discharged by this tube. That is a spreading mechanism. That this mechanism can spread sticky type fertilizer and also sandy type fertilizer. If some methods are there, some systems, some spreading mechanism, so that some screw methods. The screw methods are not used for distribute or transfer the fertilizer, because screws get stuck the fertilizer. That means the sticky fertilizers get stuck in the screws. So that we use this kind of spreading mechanism, and this is the way we can put the fertilizer around the tree. This is the tree. The tractor is rotating around the tree, and also while rotating, the fertilizer also spreading. And this is the final fertilizer applicator. That machine can fertilize the tree by around 2 minutes. That means this rotavator can go around the tree by less than 2 minutes. And also this fertilizing hopper, we can put 50 kg of fertilizer, and we can use several types of tractors. There's a 12 horsepower tractor and 6 horsepower tractor. Likewise, we can attach according to the tractor. And this kind of fertilizer application, it is just a homogeneous spread. That there's a main benefit is we can spread homogeneously around the tree. In manual method, there is no homogeneous. In this method, this is a machine which is already spread some amount of fertilizer around the tree, and also the apply right quantity of the fertilizer, and also we can minimize of the wastages, and which can apply nearly 2 minutes time. And this rotating mechanism that can absorb high fertilizer, and also this our hopper, we can load fertilizer, the required fertilizer for 10 trees. And that can be saved some financial saving. This is the video of that machine. In that demonstration purposes, we put some small amount of fertilizer to the hopper. Normally, we can load 50 kgs of fertilizer to the hopper. That means nearly 5 kg is required for distribute one trip. That's why 50 kg of fertilizer we can put. Then after that, in this system, another thing is there is another lever which can operate that fertilizer spreading system. By using this lever, we can stop the fertilizer spreading, and also if we want but switch on this lever, we can that system can distribute the fertilizer. So this is how they apply the fertilizer to the trees. This is how the fertilizer is going to distribute through around the tree. In that machine, there is a normal procedure is first we drive the tractor near the tree, then we switch on the fertilizer spreading mechanism. Then after that, we rotate around the tree for apply the fertilizer. The tractor is going one round. One round, we want to switch off our lever, that fertilizer spreading mechanism, because we quantify the correct fertilizer by using the radius of the tree and the tractor speed. If the tractor is, normally we define that tractor is want to drive by low second gear, and also the system is going around the tree by nearly 6 feet diameter, so that the system is drive one round, the system will distribute only the right amount of fertilizer. That means nearly 5 kgs of fertilizer. Then after fertilizing, we want to switch off the spreading mechanism. Then we want to travel the tractor to another tree. So this is the way the fertilizing the trees. This is the 12 horsepower tractor, which is distributing the fertilizer. And this tractor, we can describe how the fertilizer spreading mechanism is running. You see, there is the chain drive system. This is the output of the PTO shaft, and this is the fertilizer spreading mechanism input. We want to reduce the speed, so that we use triple chain system or reduce the speed of the fertilizer spreading mechanism. That speed is we fix for the quantity of the fertilizer. If we put 5 kg of fertilizer, this is the speed requirement. If we put 3.3 kgs of fertilizer, we want to reduce the speed of the fertilizer spreading mechanism by changing these wheels. Likewise, this is how we can apply the fertilizer. So this is another innovative product in Nerd Center, and that is conclude my presentation, and thank you. If you have any questions, please raise.
Thank you, Engineer Shalinda Silva, for the presentation. And as we are undergraduates, as we are learners, we always have questions to be asked. So it's a time for the Q&A session. So far we have learned that what is invention, what is innovation, the difference between them, as well as how we can protect the Sri Lankan aspect in here, how we can protect the inventions in Sri Lankan wise. And also we have seen real examples of that also. So I think the participants might have some questions. So it's the time for you to ask questions. You can ask directly, you can ask the questions directly. And also if you don't want to ask like directly, you can type in the chat box also. It might be better if you can ask the questions directly. Time for you.
Yes, one asked, he heard about the prior art search before applying for a patent. Actually, this is a simple searching method. In internet, we can search this prior art, that means in the Google, and also there is another called that US patent or something. You can search in the internet. There's a link. There is a web page. We can search the prior art. Or otherwise, in NIPO, that means National Intellectual Property Office, they have some database. You can contact them. Then they will search for you. In some databases, we cannot search directly. So some persons, they have only the rights to search. In University of Peradeniya, our Dr. 𝗗𝗶𝗺𝗲 is also some patent agent. I think he can search this prior art. And also one person is asking some innovations are specific to certain tasks, and that task can be replaced by another way like human resources. Therefore, isn't that demand for an innovation should be checked? That task. Yes, if this task, that means this system is a new method, we use the manual, that means human resources, I don't think that we can, the task can be replaced by another way. Like, I think the human resource workers are, we cannot patent, or that cannot be used as an innovation. If we think that we can, if we develop the system by some machinery way or the mechanical way or something, then that can be an innovation. I don't know how that replaced by the human. So you can ask from, that is you can ask from the intellectual parent office, or otherwise in that some government institutions. If you want to clarify, I will ask from them. Then after that, I will send the reply to you. You can send me your contact details to me.
So up to now, we have answered for, I think our engineer Shalinda Silva has answered for 2 more questions. If you have more questions, feel free to ask right now. So it would be possible, can you answer one of the questions that I have in personally? So is there a time period that a patent, some kind of patent is given and it would be no longer valid in the time period? That means like a 10-year time period.
Yeah, nearly 20 or 25 years in Sri Lanka.
Right.
You can check in that NIPO, that means National Intellectual Property Office. There's a website, you can search.
Okay.
After that time period, any person can develop this kind of machine and commercialize that. If that system is under the patent at time, then no persons can commercialize this product. If personally some person want to fabricate this kind of machine or some kind of thing, that is okay. They cannot commercialize this type of things.
Does the patent varies with the field? I mean, like if a chemical engineer introduce some kind of a chemical, like assume that like a chemical, assume that like a new chemical process, likewise, let's say a chemical process, and for like and also mechanical engineer might be like new invention can be taken, and second, let's take an electrical engineer will develop a new kind of a device, likewise. So does that change with the field also? I mean, like the patent, the process of patent is the same way or the different?
Same way. No difference. Only the same way. There is a patent inspectors are there in Sri Lanka. That one inspector can one kind of capability. One persons are doing electrical or mechanical. Some persons are doing chemical. That kind of thing.
So now, if the gathering doesn't have any more questions, we would be able to take some small capture from here, a photo from here. Would you mind all the participants switch on your cameras and join the photo for justifying our event? It would be better if you can. Would you mind confirming it is done? Because it would be better if you can confirm it done. Thank you for waiting for the photo. And so as the last event, before concluding the event, Engineer Shalinda Silva, it was a great pleasure, coming to this event and, spending your valuable time for this particular event and giving us enormous knowledge about the things that we, somehow heard, but things we didn't have any justification before. Now we have a big knowledge with it. So I believe the episode 6 of this chapter will have been made a great successful today. So with this successful, to make this event up to this kind of a successful event, there might be hands behind it, there might be supports behind it. So it's a time to make them gratitude-able. So for that moment, I would like to invite engineer undergraduate 𝗗𝗶𝗺𝗲, the president of IESL Student Chapter, Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, to deliver the vote of thanks. undergraduate 𝗃 𝗵𝗁. Yes, let's give him a few more minutes until he joined. Might have a network connection issue up there. Until he joins, yeah, yes, I think he has joined. You are not clearly audible, 𝗃. You're not clearly audible, 𝗃 𝗵𝗁.
Okay, I think there is a internet connection. By the way, good evening, all of you. And now we're going to wind up the 6th episode of the Innovation webinar series. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our respect guest speaker, Engineer Silva, for attending and sharing his valuable knowledge here with his.
Yes, 𝗃, you are not clearly audible right now. You are not yet audible.
Possible, since 𝗃 is having issues with his connections. Am I audible? Possible?
Yes, Ranataya, you are audible.
Yeah, I would like to continue in the word of thanks. As 𝗃 said before, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to respectful guest speaker, engineer S.A.P. Shalinda Silva, attending this event with his busy schedule, and also I'd like to spread my sincere gratitude to the committee members of the IESL Student Chapter for making this event success, and all the and also Dr. Engineer Navodana Kamkanamge and Engineer Mahanam Disanayaka, and also Mr. Akila Vijay. Thank you for spend your valuable time with us. And finally, thank all of the participants and the committee members of IESL Student Chapter for arranging this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghunath. That was Raghunath Mendes concluding the vote of thanks. So we have came to end of a beautiful event today, and we have gained so much knowledge today with the knowledge that we never had before, that we have to gain in order to make our innovations and make the inventions in order to develop a next Sri Lanka. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this episode 6, which was organized by the IESL Student Chapter, University of Peradeniya, with the collaboration of IESL UIY. So it will be the end of the episode 6. So until we meet again, goodbye.